Welcome to the country, where we do country things. And on today's video, I'm going to be doing an antler update for buckshot and talking to you guys about a little bit of rotational stuff I'm wanting to do with the pens this year. So since I'm working from the farm full time and I've got a little bit more time to work with the deer, I'm going to be rotating some of these pens around and trying to keep these pens a little bit more sanitary, work on my animal husbandry a little bit more, try to keep the deer as healthy as possible, and try to keep these pens in grass all the time. So we have 5 pens total here on the breeding facility, and I have 3 groups of deer right now, with the south pen having Groot and Nina and 35 in it. That pen's probably not going to be rotated because 35 is going to come out. Nina has her fawns. She won't let any other does around her fawns, so she's real protective. So I've always got to isolate her away from the does during the summertime when she's nursing fawns. So what I'm going to do is leave Groot and Nina in that south pen. So that's only going to leave 2 deer in that pen. So I won't really need to probably rotate that one. I'll just try to get in there and clean it up as the summer goes along, and do the best job I can of keeping it clean with just those 2 deer in there. But the other 4 pens, I'm going to try to rotate the groups out. So right now, the big doe group that has Bo in it is in the central pen, and then Buckshot, I moved him to the north pen with his sons about a week ago. So the west pen right now is empty for the first time in several years. I'm just letting it rest. It's going to take 2 weeks off to kind of let that grass get going. It's starting to get into spring, and that Bermuda grass should start greening up here pretty soon. So we'll let that rest 2 weeks, and then we'll move them from the north back to the west, and then the big doe group will move from the central pen to the east, and then we'll rotate in and out every couple of weeks. So hopefully that'll keep everything a little bit more sanitary and keep the deer a little healthier. So what I'm going to do as far as buckshot goes is I think I'll set up the camera remotely and try to get a little bit of video of him, show you guys where his antlers are. I'll take a still shot from that video so we can compare what he looked like from the last video to what he looks like today, so we can get a comparison. So we'll do that all throughout the growing season with all the bucks. We'll just go back and look at the previous month and show you the differences as they grow out, so you can kind of get a perspective of how fast they're growing. So just give me a minute to get over there and get that camera set up, and then I'll be right back. Okay guys, so it looks like I got some pretty good footage of him there. And he's just where I expected him to be right now, a month after he shed those bases. Just now healing over and just kind of starting to turn into velvet or transition into velvet and get that scar all healed up and ready to push some bone. So we'll be back with him in another month where I expect him to be completely healed over and kind of starting to push up above his head. So I appreciate you guys watching this one, and I'll be back.